they're going to be, well, about the plane path, should I say, they're going to be cool with that. Now things are going to get just a little bit more enticing. So yeah, it seemed like BTR then are not going to be going to the bootcamp position. That's going to be then the Korean team of DS Gaming, another team that I said I'm really hyped to see how they're going to play. The Yala Esport going in that exact same location, and some fighting is currently happening inside of Ruins. Not going to be a good encounter as GeekFam really going to be having one of their players confirmed out. That's going to be Miracle, Obaby, Damrude, and also San is going to be up and ready to go. But Sanis will get picked away, down to now 2 remaining players. But I do believe they did drop Split, and because of that, it's going to be really hard to take that fight head on.
Yeah, really good start from GeekFam. Blacklist are looking pretty good. GeekFam 2 players down, should I say. Another knock is going to be played on through, and even though it's returned, Damrude is now on his own.
Damrude, that was damn good shot coming out from him. They're going to be pushing out there. I have the idea. They need to know he's on the rooftop position. They hear the footsteps. Rude's got to be careful. He's currently got the advantage of his current location. He's going to get pushed up. Got to be careful if you're jumping on the roof. You're going to be prone to taking damage for a short period of time. He jumps on down, and he's going to be picked away, and that's going to be game.
The corner using his third-person perspective. Lyzerg and SX also going to be working with them along the way and playing around Paradise Resort, because this phase 1 is kind of on that, you know, trifecta area. Paradise Resort on the north. These teams, I think, are comfortable still playing around this fight for the time being, and don't feel like they really have to move away. So I anticipate that fight is going to continue for at least the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of action going to be unfolding actually around this position. It's going to be going pretty far. Fnatic Zombie is going to be taking that 0-5 versus Reject. Reject going to be down out to 2. Is going to be doing it. And Sarah, they got a good little fight happening so far on the remaining player of the Zombies, and he's going to get absolutely mowed down to just a slither of HP. 1 bullet is all you need, and that's going to be game, set, and match. The Zombies will not come back to haunt you later on. That's Reject taking himself an extra 4 kills.
Absolute bang on. Nice protection, nice cover across the way.
Nice
Come out for the Reject. And here's the thing, that's on Bootcamp Hill. It's a brilliant place to win the fight, because now they control that area. They can take their time in this kind of circle in phase 1. But now EVOs are going for the push on the VALDUS. Goddard is chunked down to half health. KF has to be careful. He's going to dodge, dip, dive, and dodge as Lyzer is knocked down. Six is doing a wonderful job being on the underside. Confirms that kill. Takes that one on board. Nice play.
Nicely done with that third-person perspective. VALDUS going to be down now to 3. Is going to be Concept 6 and also Godard. They've got so many angles. This is really hard for EVOs to dislocate themselves away from this situation. If you want to get out, you need a lot of utility and a lot of fragging power added up to it too. You're literally surrounded by players. You go out by any direction, you're going to get absolutely battered with bullets. And no, going to be jumping on down behind the smokes there. We'll be able to make it inside. That's going to be the fight happening. EVOS once again down to 2v3 currently unfolding. They're trying to move away from this position. It's not easy. EVOS losing another player. Only KF is going to be up and ready to go, and that's a 3-man push from VALDUS as they secure themselves Paradise Resort and get 4 kills for the...
So he was blocking the disengagement potential from EVOS, and hey, it's a reason why I'm looking out for VALDUS in this PMWI, right? I talked about how much they've evolved. That fight speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's been going pretty well. I'm really enjoying some of the early skirmishes. Of course, the reason why we're seeing some early game fights, especially on Sanhok, which is prone to happen quite a bit compared to Erangel and Miramar, is because this is the first time that a lot of these teams encounter each other, so that they're learning. It's like, I don't know what I was going to compare it to. Actually, you know what? Scuff that. I'm not going to go that way. Regardless, we've still got the action happening in Painan here between BTR and also the side of the XAVIER. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Tell me in the chat if I'm saying it wrong, but from what I've understood, it's the XAVIER. And BTR taking this one relatively slow. Don't want to get too intertwined, too surrounded by players of the XAVIER. Taking it a little bit slow. Frankie's got a good off angle across the bridge. That makes it a little bit hard for BTR to go from building to building. They need to be very aware of Frankie on that other position.
Especially because BTR are down a player as it is, so they really can't be controlling in this kind of situation. They have to look for the pick. They have to look for that golden, off peak. That little bit of luck is going to be involved on them regaining control in this team fight. And again, this is Painan, which is quite nicely centralized around this phase 1 circle. So I imagine these teams are not going to move away too quickly across this area, but I love how the XAVIER are looking for the opportunity to get another knock, to get another kill.
It's really good. They're so aware of their surroundings, and especially I think they're really aware of the audio cues. They know the BTR will relatively spread, so they're trying to single out a few targets to take that fight and create a man advantage out of nothing, out of thin air. I think that's a good execution from the XAVIER. So I think that's the DBS I saw in his hand there for seconds. So he's going to be ready to go for that
Yes.
close quarter combat the moment they want to push those staircases, but they're not doing it just yet. And that's something you've got to be very careful about, because you've got another player BTR around the corner. If he knows you're trying to push it and he nades properly, that could hinder heavily your opportunity to push this up. They're going to be on the rooftop position so far. That's going to be Liquid solo. I think they have an idea of where he's currently standing, but this is such a hard spot to push him out of. And he's just going to be waiting for the chance to strike, goes for the bloom shot, gets so much damage, and he does get the knock. Liquid, out of nothing, creates an advantage for his team. Bazutzi on the other side did get knocked down, and I think might just get confirmed. Ryzen Liquid, you have to clutch it out, as Ryzen also gets confirmed. Liquid, you are alone, mate. You have to take this 1v3.
I don't get why Liquid went in to confirm that kill. I know it's still a point, but I felt like he could have turned around and focused on supporting Ryzen. In the end, he left him on his own, and Ryzen got compounded in on towards the balcony. The DBS comes out. That's going to be XAVIER taken down in the pride BTR.
Get off my roof, Liquid. How dare you? Is that so hard to clean, mate? Gotta try and hire someone for it. Though, one thing that's very interesting so far is back in boot camp, Yala Esport versus DS Gaming, the Korean team, have yet to really go ham in that fight. And I like that. I like that. A lot of teams are like, oh, 2 teams in boot camp, only 1 comes out. It can be a little bit harder. Though, what also can be really hard is taking bullets inside your own body. That's going to be a hard encounter here. Scythe going to be picked up instantly. RRQ down to 2. And then will be able to get himself rezzed up. But it feels so weird, right? Seeing some RRQ players with completely different names. It's... my heart hurts. But you know what? You got a lot to live up to. These are big shoes to...
If you play across the trifecta like Reject are looking to maybe move around, that's good, but it does come at the potential risk of, if the circle shifts away from that area, I don't know what's going on there. If it shifts away from that area, then they could get caught out from either side of the river. So there's a plus and minuses across the way.
No! Oh, they got confirming now. He's faced the... Oh, Rep, I see. Hopefully he'll be able to join us back into the next few games. But you know what? Happens every once in a while. If this was an... oh, they're going to molly it too. They're really trying. If this was a proper competitive setting, of course, we would have had a reset in that kind of situation.
Here's the thing. One thing is to think... Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay. How dare you? How dare you take down Icy? He did nothing to you. Literally, he was blocked into the ground. Godless is going to be picked up eventually. So that push is not going to be doing too much. Zeus are now going to be down to, I believe, 2. Maybe don't want to try and push it any further, but now we're going to have a better look on the minimap, and there you go. That's RRQ again, fully involved with Zeus right now.
Yeah, just one thing to point out, to be fair, because there's teams from multiple regions, that the ping difference definitely isn't really going to help some of these teams. Of course, when it comes to the PMWI, it's an official event, so that will look to be balanced out as PUBG Mobile always look to do for official events. But for scrims, there is always going to be that kind of, some teams with better ping than others.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's on a minimap. They're golden, they're chilling, they're vibing. They are looking great in this game.
Yeah, playing very calculatively. We are, of course, down to 8 teams, 25 players left in the lobby. As we look at XAVIER, chucking out a grenade, trying to create that space for themselves inside the circle, hovering across the edge of the blue zone as VALDUS are still inside it on this phase 4, and we're getting into phase number 5. I'm also liking the position that is being played out by Yala, to be fair. They're not getting much information, but it is still in a safe spot.
Safe spot, unfortunately, that's not where Batika's going to be. He's going to get absolutely battered. Got to be careful how you play that position right now. XAVIER looking to be a little bit more of a omnipresent kind of force in this match. One player's going to be confirmed. That's going to be GE out of the game. Nades, utility will be exchanged back and forth, but seem like that's going to be game, set, and match for NASA. As oh no, actually, he got himself still 1 play. He's just going to be sneaking out of the blue actually right now. So he's still... oh no, there you go. He's dead. He's gone. He's a goner. But Reject, they got the best position currently in this game. They got the central compound, but with only 2 players, they did lose Sarah. He was trying to move away from the outskirts of ruins, and because of that might make it very hard for Reject to maybe keep teams away, especially the one that I'm thinking is going to be Blacklist International.
Dude, it's going to be so difficult. They need to have that balance between making noise without exposing themselves, right? They need to puff up their chests and hopefully try and make people feel as if there's a full squad inside those buildings. The only thing they have in their favor as well is that teams could be engaging on each other around the edge of this circle, and Runes is so difficult to deal with. Yala are getting closer to Blacklist. You have VALDUS joining in on the mix as they're down to our last of their last player.
Yeah, if Blacklist have the intention of committing fully to this position, there should be a very small chance of Yala making it out unless the circle is very favorable for them. And it actually goes very heavily up north, and it goes to a few of the locations that are on the west of Ruins itself. Then maybe something is going to be possible for Yala. But other than that, I think that this is going to be really hard. Sixto going to be spotted away with those big noisy footsteps. And he's going to go into the depth of the ruins. Hopefully he doesn't get lost in the labyrinth. He is going to be surrounded by players of Yala, and he just knows they're going to strike eventually. It's just a matter of how and when.
He's using a maze structure of runes to his advantage. To be fair, his next circle shifts up and then moves away from runes, favoring Blacklist and the last player of DX. And great teamwork coming out from Yala, though. They're moving as a unit inside this building. Third-person perspective, Nate being cooked up. One knock is secured, but not enough.
Yeah, that pin was a little bit much. It did make a lot of big audio cue that's very easy to hear. So Yala Esports, despite getting one player knocked away, it worked out still pretty significantly for them, and they should be able to make it out. Now, Blacklist Internationals put their focus a little bit more over to the western side. Apparently, they're hearing all the gunshots. That might be the redeeming factor for Yala to get back into this game in a strong position. Though, I don't think I can really say the same for DS Gaming, as they are going to have Satan knocked away. ZZP and Missile still going to be up and ready to go, and he's not going to go for the res right now. He needs to move away. This res on Sidon is going to be costing you a lot. He's going to get into the blue. There you go. They're exchanging meds, giving everything over to ZZP. That's a salute and a half. We'll see you later, mate. Back in the lobby once this game is over. As DS Gaming got the eyes on a prize, they are looking to try and get himself a top 3.
Yeah, very solid sweeping rotations from DS, but no real lack of control, and they walked into the miss area, and the miss have punished them for it. Death is going to get taken down. Blacklist are controlling outside of ruins, and that's why I recommend teams not to be inside ruins this stage of the game. As much as it's okay moving in, it's a short-term fixture. Yala have hit that brick wall.
It's unfortunately how it is, right? When you rotate so late, you can't be as picky. It's like me when I have a pizza, I don't like tomatoes. I'm always going to have tomatoes. I have to not be picky. Well, unfortunately, it's the same situation for them. You can't be picky because you rotate so late. You have to take what's available at the time. We'll see if they can make it out. Though the fight's going to be happening, that's going to be DS Gaming going for the push onto the compound of Reject. But as we said, they're only down to 2 players. This push is currently happening, and it is looking pretty damn good for DS Gaming's side because Lapis is in another building. Duello can't go for the res, and he's actually getting backstabbed. Smokes away, trying to get into the building to assist his fallen teammate, but he's going to be taking that one-on-one, and Missile gets the kill. That's Reject out, and they do secure themselves a top 3 potentially finish if Yala go down soon. That's big.
Let's go. That's
circle
very
too.
big. Nice play. Nice play indeed, and the circle shifts towards Blacklist. This is their chicken dinner to win, but if Miss can take out the 2 remaining teams, that remaining team across the road, DS, then they could actually steal this game away. To be fair, they've been quite proactive. They've been relatively controlling in their sweeping rotations, already on 5 kills.
Yep, Yala's gone. There you go. That's going to be it. Top 3 teams now remaining. Top 3 minimum for all of these teams involved. For Team Myth, DS Gaming, and also Blacklist International. We said it, Myth, this is a team we don't know too much about, but we know what they're having a very strong first impression on me with how they've rotated in this game of Sanhok. Though DS are able to move away, Missile will get thrown behind a tree. He's going to be safe for the time being, at least, while keeping ZZP on the back end, maybe trying to go for a heal strat to get an few extra positioning points. That could work out, but Blacklist International being so controlling Imperium, that's what we hope to see from them. It will be a one-on-one trade-off. They're going to be making that trade happen, but PS is still on top of that rock, and that is so hard to move him away from.
Yeah, the blue zone has engulfed Myths, and we're down to our final 2 teams.
Yeah, there you go. As I said, the heal strat is working actually amazing, Imperium. 11 kills still going over to Blacklist. And they did lose himself another player, so ZZP is just going to try and heal it off and survive for as long as possible. Will he be able to move out? Will he be able to take himself a 1v2 shot to close and wrap up this game? And not very helpful, Imperium, but still, what a game coming out from these teams. And Blacklist trying to get himself. PS is going to be spotted out, but ZZP cannot go for the heal, and that damage is going to be too much from the blue zone. And I think, no, he does get knocked. Can he confirm it? No, he cannot. And now it's going to be Blacklist International. Imperium scrim himself the very first game of these PMWI East scrims.
Man, really good.